Joined by Matt Melzak. It feels like you never left us, Matt, but you were gone. Voice of hockey in Toledo, in case you didn't know. 3 days, 3 games, Kansas City. You just got back this morning. Is everything okay?
Still breathing.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes.
So yes, everything worked out smoothly. Would have liked to have seen a couple more Toledo Walleye wins,
Yes.
but it's tough on the road, and we found that out this weekend.
Well, and you and I talked before we got out here. 3 games in 3 nights in the same town. Usually, like when we went to Colorado for the Western Conference Finals, we had a day to go sightsee or just kick back or get away from the rink. But not so in this case. I mean, it's what, a rinse and repeat process?
It really is. I mean, Thursday after the practice, yes, guys had time. They could go do some things. You got a chance to go see the city a little bit, maybe try some barbecue, whatever you wanted to do there. But then, Friday, it's practice in the morning. It's morning skate. Get out there on the ice, get ready to go. For players, a lot of times it's get that proper meal in, get your nap in, boom, here we go, game. Saturday, same thing.
Yeah.
Sunday, you might even, just kind of divide up your day how you want to with a 4 o'clock game. Some guys may have been up at 7 o'clock in the morning eating breakfast just because they want to plan when they're going to eat again before they get to a game. So there's always a lot that goes into the thought process of what a player is going to do. It's very difficult to play the same team 3 times in a row over the course of 2.5 days.
Sure.
Found that out as well this weekend. It is very interesting when you see here's a game, here's a game, here's a game, all in the same city. It has a little baseball feel to it.
Yeah.
But obviously with hockey being so much more physical,
Right.
it can lend to different issues.
Right, and you mentioned it. We wish there'd be more wins. I mean, back-to-back losses. But on this segment, I've learned. You have talked me off the ledge several times. I'm not going to panic with two losses back-to-back out of 3 games on a 3-game road trip. Anything you saw from your perspective in the perch that causes concern?
And I don't think there's anything you talk about as far as concern goes. It is so hard to beat a team 4 consecutive games, and that's what Toledo was trying to do. Kansas City was playing Toledo. Mm-hmm. That was on their schedule.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to do it to even beat a team back-to-back, let alone 4 times in a row, and Toledo ends up splitting those 4.
One thing that we have talked about, and I don't tell you this enough, thank you for being here, because this man, I mean, as you mentioned, we talked about this when the season started, the doldrums. We are in the doldrums. I mean, we're at 7 games in 10 days. You guys got in this morning. You're heading out, to go to Reading here for a game on Wednesday. Any concern? I know not about the back-to-back losses, but just having any legs going into Reading on Wednesday.
There'll be a little bit of concern there, but I think the players so conditioned so well. And you look at just from athletic trainer Brad Frederick, strength and conditioning coach Dan Jones, and the EAO Sports that does such a great job working with these guys, having them ready to go, ready to play for stretches like this.
Yeah.
And it's tough. Every team has to go through it at some point during the year. There's always that spot where you're crammed in a whole bunch of games. Mm-hmm. It just so happens Toledo's got a lot of 3-3s this year, a lot of 4-5s. They just got to deal with those. That's fine, because on the back end of that, you have your weeks like next week where Toledo plays just 1 game at Indianapolis on a Saturday, which means you're home all week.
Yeah.
Then boom, you leave on Saturday, go play a game, come back. So, you have to take that all in with a grain of salt. Plus the fact you look back at the last 2 weeks of the month of January, basically since the 31st of December, Toledo's been home every night until they left for Kansas City last Wednesday night. So, you look at the whole picture here, and it doesn't look as bad. Yes, it sucks right now for the team. It sucks for the players. It sucks for the coaches. It sucks for everybody, including the broadcaster. But we go right on through it, because you know what? At the end of the day, once we're through this weekend, it calms down a little bit. We go back to just some day trips in and out in February.
Matt Melzak, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.